So mistake number one is that you get way too excited. As I mentioned in the other video before, like how to start lucid dreaming, when you panic, you slip out of the lucid dreaming state. And the same thing here, when you get way too excited, like once you are in a state of lucid dreaming and everything is working and you realize that you have everything under control while you are in that dream state, you start getting way too excited. And when you get way too excited, there's a spike in emotions. And when there's a spike in emotions, there's this term called excess potential that is created. And when there's excess potential created, guess what? Your body is going to wake you back up. You're going to snap out from the dream state. So there's always, balancing forces that come upon and stabilize any excess potential. Now, this concept has been discussed in the book Reality Transurfing by Adam Zealand. I highly recommend you to go read that book, or at least go through it at least once in your entire life. One of the best books that I've ever read in my entire life, in my existence up to now. And now, when the same concept is kind of applied in lucid dreaming, whenever there's excess potential or excess energy, like when you have so much intense emotions that you get way too excited, when you're getting way too excited, there's an emotional spike that goes up here, and then your body, your mind, and the balancing forces in the universe kind of comes in to balance it out. Now, a great analogy that I'd like to explain or give here is, for example, let's say you're dating somebody, you're the partner, and you give way too much importance to them, and you create this excess potential at that point, and you see that they are not that attracted towards you. And you're always, becoming so, attached to them, you're overly possessive, overly attached to the other person. You see them back away, you see them move away because there's excess potential created, and this is not very attractive. There must always be a balance of give, balance of take, balance of giving the energy and receiving the energy back. So when you get way too excited that yes, I'm this dream state, woo, when you start doing that and you start realizing that wow, this is amazing, and you embody that feeling of excitement to way extreme, in the emotional spectrum, guess what? You are going to wake back up. So do not create excess potential by becoming way too excited or even panicking, because whenever you panic also, because when you, let's say this is the emotional spectrum. So if you can see the emotional spectrum, when you get way too excited, you're at the top. And when you start panicking, you're at the bottom. So there must be a neutral ground here. You must always stay in this neutral ground. Whenever there's a spike of emotions or a dip of emotions, let's say you're getting way too excited or you're panicking way too much, find a way to come back to the neutral ground, because you have to stay here in the neutral ground. It doesn't matter, what of any external circumstances that's happening in that dream state. Always try to find a neutral ground. And that brings me on to mistake number 2, and that is getting triggered. Especially when you see certain people in your dream state who kind of resemble the people in your daily waking life, you tend to be extremely triggered and realize that they are not the same people who are from your daily waking life. They are the dream versions, or sometimes they may be from a parallel reality, from an alternate reality in the multiverse. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but that is actually true. Whenever you go into dream states, sometimes you'll find yourself in alternate realities. You'll find yourself in parallel realities, alternate dimensions, things are slightly different, and you can interact with the beings there. And sometimes you may see some faces, some familiar faces, and you'll be extremely triggered. Extremely triggered. And even when you get triggered, there's a spike in your emotional spectrum, emotional levels, and guess what? Your body is going to wake you back up. You will wake back up, and it'll be much more harder for you to slip into that dream state, because now you gotta let go of that spiky emotional feeling, that excitement, that fear, or the trigger of all the painful emotions, all that intense emotions, which kind of puts you off balance, out of alignment from this neutral state, this neutral amazing state, through which you can get into the lucid dreaming state. And that is it, guys. Make sure you don't make these mistakes. Let me know about your journey while lucid dreaming. Let me know about your lucid dreams. I'm really interested in knowing about that. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.